we've got this thing, however we're gonna frame it or call it, perfect money, fucking digital energy, whatever we're gonna call it. Why do you think people like? I'm thinking Dalio, for example. Ray Dalio's like, they talk about paradigm shifts, but they completely like miss this very clear paradigm shift that's staring them in the face.
Well, first of all, I think it absolutely is a paradigm shift, and a lot of times people get lazy because they study paradigm shifts, but they study ones that have already happened before they lived, and they think that they would never fall for that. It's like, but you're looking backwards, right? So they're like, I understand that, Einstein didn't get quantum physics, but I do, or I understand steel, or I understand airplanes, but they've got hindsight, and so they overestimate their grasp of the idea. But the real point of a paradigm shift is it's so profound that you didn't know to ask the question.
Yeah.
If you look at this, right, it's a paradigm shift for economists because they didn't really think about what money is. Right, you can make a reasonable argument that 95% of economists don't know what money is. They study their entire life, they just don't know what it is. They never think of it as energy or economic energy, and they don't think that physics or thermodynamics apply. And so the big blind spot in crypto, in my opinion, Alex, is there are too many computer scientists and not enough physicists and engineers. So most of the early crypto, the first decade, all these, all the proof of stake networks and all the DeFi and all these, perpetual motion machines and cute gadgets people come up with. They all thought that they were improving on Satoshi's engineering, but what they didn't realize is Satoshi was the better engineer.
Yeah.
Satoshi was a full-featured engineer that knew software engineering, cryptography, but also systems engineering, material engineering, etc. When you add real world experience, like do something for 30 years, and then you layer on engineering, which is it's really the discipline of constructing machines that work. And then you layer on some physics and thermodynamics in the real world where there's friction and gravity and speed of light and speed of sound and the Reynolds number, right? Things that, Hall speeds, things that there's a point at which no amount of effort will get you any further, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The harder you push, the harder the world pushes back at you. And in computer science, they never get to that point. But in the real world, if you've ever tried to do anything in real business, or if you try to row a boat, or you try to design an airplane, there's a reason we fly below the speed of sound. Is because nature pushes back exponentially hard. And when you realize that, like Adam Back realized that, he points out that the design parameters for Bitcoin are pretty narrow, and he tried to improve on the design and he couldn't.
Yeah.
Like blocks every 10 minutes, one the 1 meg block size. All of these would-be technologists keep talking about improving it, and it never occurs to them that you change the block size, it's like changing the speed of sound or the gravitation constant in the universe. You're playing God, and if you actually change the gravitational constant, you break everything.
Yeah.
If you change the speed of sound, you break everything. Every creature on Earth doesn't work right. You kill everything. And so the fact is, don't screw with it. It works fine. The problem is you, not the system. And engineers learn this, right? Because it's humbling when you're an engineer. There's an ideal hull shape, and someone figured it out 100 years ago, and you can just tweak it plus or minus 2%, but you're not going to get some profound 10x breakthrough.